All right, everybody, so welcome back to Garage Gear. I'm JB, and I just got a call from my father, and he said he's got something really cool in the garage. And the cool thing about Garage Gear, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just limited to my garage. We have no boundaries. We can go to any garage. So here we are on my way to my father's. He doesn't live too far away. We're gonna go check out and see what he has. Whoa. That looks fun. Oh my goodness, what did you buy?
This is a 2006 Polaris Ranger 4x4 with only 83 hours.
Wow. Holy smokes, where did you find this thing?
McAlester, Oklahoma. Searched a lot of websites to try to find it.
Very, very cool.
So let me start it up and let me pull it out for you so you can kind of take another look at it.
Okay, so here is the actual proof. Check it out. Look at that, 2006. How many miles again? Or how many hours?
83.
83 hours on this thing. Wow. That's like what, 2 minutes a day?
Yeah, but just about.
So this was owned by
An 85-year-old gentleman who used it basically in his yard.
Wow. Okay, and if we look here, here's proof. Came all the way from Oklahoma.
And we're in New York.
And you had this shipped here with U-Ship?
In an enclosed trailer, and Outlaw Express was the shipping company. And they did a nice job. So I purchased this from Vickers Power Sports in McAlester, Oklahoma. And when I called them up, I'm in New York, so I'm trying to buy this thing online. And I'm looking at it. I had the guy actually go through with his camera and look at various things because I was obviously skeptical on how a 2006 is going to look, and given the age of it. And he proceeded to tell me all the things that he did to it, which was to change all the fluids. And the only thing that was ever going to need was probably tires. And that I went ahead and purchased.
All right, so if we look at all these plastic panels, like these are all in great shape. I mean, there's really no big dings or scrapes or cracks at all on this. Some minor scratches, but everything's shined up nicely. Look at this. This thing looks terrific. Huge bed in the back. Nice sized tires there. Again, if we look at all these panels, everything's in great shape here. All right, so look at this windshield too. I mean, in phenomenal shape. It's got a roof on top. Now, you were saying that in Maine, you don't want to be driving much more than...
If it's October or middle of October, it's getting a little breezy and a little cold. And you do not want to have the wind facing you and just coming at you as you're going 20 miles an hour down a dirt road. So it was important for me to find something with a windshield because those are pretty expensive if you got to just as an add-on.
And check out these.
With the roof.
Yeah, I mean that's in great shape too. Check out these seats too. These are original 2006 seats.
Yes, yes.
It's like they haven't even been sat on.
That's what I was hoping for.
And it gets pretty pricey to replace those, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
And speaking of seats, in order to put the vehicle in drive, you have to have the seatbelt buckled.
Yeah, you've got to be belted in. Polaris did a nice job where you've got to be belted in to actually move this vehicle. You can start it, but you can't do anything with it. Somehow it's tied to the transmission.
Gotcha. And I don't know much about ATVs, and I blame you for that in my childhood. But
okay, that's good. I'll take that.
So. But we got some big knobby tires on here too.
We need knobby tires because we have a home in Maine, and I have a dirt road. It's about a half a mile in length, and I have a wooded area, so I want to keep my yard clean. So I'm constantly cleaning up the yard, and I wanted something that just isn't going to work my body. I wanted something to work for me. So that's why I wanted a large bed, which it does. It can handle 1,000 pounds. It can tow 1,500 pounds, excuse me. And so, like I said, these are the tires that I just added, and I got them online. go ahead and add them, and that was pretty good. This is a 2-inch hole for the hitch, and that was to me, I wanted that. All my other things that I have around the house have a 2-inch.
And this thing's like pristine. There's no rust on this thing. There's
very, very little. Anything, I'll touch it up in the summer if anything. But overall, all the transmission, a lot of the bolts. I mean, you can see how clean everything is. And they did go through and replace some of the bushings, or all the bushings, I should say, and made it look, you know, a little bit cleaner even after that. But I looked at all the boots. The boots are solid. All the rubber around anything was solid. So overall, not too bad of a unit. I like the back of it that it has a screened. It's a metal screening that's in back of where I would sit. And the reason being is if I'm carrying sticks and twigs and everything else, I hit something whips around, it's going to hit the metal. It's not going to hit me. That was important too. And again, that's a big add-on if you have to do it separately.
all right. So this thing's got a pretty good sized bed here too.
It is. It's. I mean, it's like literally a mini trailer in my mind. Well, first off, this will come down here, where nice and easy. You can do anything you want to do with that. Hold larger things and dump out things. Now there's a lever here on both sides. There's a lever, and then you can just dump it as well. But if you come in here, you'll see, and it's got a hydraulic piston there to allow you to help you a little bit, especially on all the way back up. And you can see how nice and clean it is. All the hosing, a lot of the mechanics up in here, all pretty clean. Shock's pretty clean. That's why I wanted to get it.
This is going to save you a ton of leg work up in Maine.
I think a lot of back work. You don't want to. It's enough bending and picking everything up and putting it in the bed. You don't want to have to do it and try to take it out of it as well. So hopefully that'll help from a work standpoint.
You want to give it a lower too, just to show how easy that is?
Just lower it down, slam her tight,
wow,
and she's in. Nice and solid.
Piece of cake. So this thing's got disc brakes, drilled rotors. This thing's like a sports car in the mud. That's crazy. All right, let's take a look under the hood now, and let's talk about the muscle underneath this thing. So how do we do it?
One of the nice features of this thing was, and I'm going through the woods, this bumper protects everything on the front of the vehicle. So in order to pull that and actually see what's underneath here, I'm going to pull these off, and just takes a half a second to go ahead and do those. So these come out from those holes. Just lower it down. Comes down here, reach underneath here. They've got these rubberized hold downs or fasteners, and then you just simply lift her up. And again, you can see how clean it is all inside.
Holy smokes.
This comes out real nice, so you can either have it in or have it out. But again, you can see how pristine it actually was when I got it.
Look how clean this is. You could eat off of this.
And down in here is your front end transmission piece. Radiator with a fan, air filters here, and electrical for headlights here, battery, brakes.
Wow. That is clean. And what's this again here for? This is for storage?
This is for storage. You just pop it in, and you just put it back in its holes, and you push it down, and you push it down, and you're ready to close it again.
And that's it?
That's it.
Wow. Like that. Both working headlights too?
Both working headlights. Rear lights work for for brakes. So people behind you, if you're ever taking it on the trail, that kind of thing, it would just simply lock itself up. Then you bring this back up, and you're all said and done.
Wow, incredible.
So I'll give you a kind of a view of what's underneath the seat. And to pull it up, you just pull it up on the either side, and then it'll come out. It has some pins here that actually are slide in right here. And let me just go like this.
Oh, wow.
And what you got is a pretty nice looking engine.
That is clean.
This is your oil fill here, your oil bin, if you want to call it that. And again, it's just pretty darn clean. That's your gasoline tank in there.
Wow, that is really pristine. I mean, this looks like an engine with minimal hours on it.
That's what I was looking for. and I like the design of it. And it was a little bit more economical going with an older unit.
And it's easy to get in and out of. It's
well, I was looking at John Deere, and I was also looking at the Polaris, and between the two, big guys would go in the Polaris a little easier than they'd go in the John Deere.
Looks like you got some leg room.
I didn't personally try the two, but that's what all these things I was taking into account as I was looking at these things.
And you got some leg room too when you sit in here.
You got some leg room, yeah. You sit up nice and tall. You can see everything around. Jared, you might want to take a picture of this guy. This is also an add-on where it's a multi-function mirror, so you can see out the sides and also the back by pushing these guys back and forth. So they just have that kind of...
So they pivot.
They pivot a little bit, so it's instead of having mirrors on the side of your vehicle, you have a mirror that kind of focuses out that way.
Cool.
So that helps too.
All right, so as we hop in this thing, we can see, I mean, look, that's a lot of leg room right there. That's nice. Get your pedals down there. Nice big steering wheel. Some cup holders.
Cup holders.
They don't fit the super size, but
people gotta have either beer or
yeah, that'll fit a beer can, but it also fit a water bottle too. Yeah. All right, so you got your shifter, high, low, neutral, and reverse. You got your brake release, your key start, choke, cigarette lighter. Look at the hours. Incredible. That is so low.
And you got two-wheel or four-wheel drive, headlights.
Very cool. And then you got a nice big glove box here, right?
Yep, glove box.
That's huge. That's bigger than a car.
You can put all kinds of stuff in there.
That's great. And if you wanted to, you could probably take this windshield down.
You can.
You can, but that would be really windy.
Yeah, I bought it to have it there. So.
Yeah, we're going to keep it there probably then. Excellent. Plenty of storage spots down here, up top. Big one up here. Very cool. All right, Dad, start her up.
Okay, let me get in and get it. I'll go real slow here. Kind of give you an idea how easy it is to get into it.
Okay.
Anytime you're going to start it, you can do a couple things. Number one, you're going to need to choke out. That's number one. Number two, you're going to have a foot on your brake in order to start it. Can't forget about the seat belt. So make sure you have that on as well, and in order to move the vehicle. So foot on the brake. It's in neutral already. Brake, you can release the brake, and you simply turn. Starts up real low.
And it runs on normal gasoline?
It'll run on normal regular gasoline, and after it warms up a little bit, you move the choke to about halfway, and eventually you're going to move it into a full no choke condition.
That's that.
Again, you're in neutral, so it's got an indicator up in here.
All right, so can you just shift gears just in park here?
Sure. So I can go reverse.
Okay.
Okay. She's drifting us, obviously, because we're going that way. And you shift up too. You're going to drive it in low.
Okay.
And you just simply start to accelerate. So overall, very good vehicle. Exactly what I was looking for. And this thing will go up to 40 miles an hour.
That's incredible. This little thing will go at 40 miles an hour.
You can go 40 miles an hour with this thing.
That's awesome.
It's better than scooters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you can see how, it's not very rough running. It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's not very loud.
It's
It's got a little putter to it, and that's how it. That's normal.
This is normal. That was the other thing. I listened to a lot of different videos asking for or trying to find out what does it sound like. So when I would actually, because I've never have purchased one of those. So I did a lot of research, and that's what I encourage everybody to do.
There you go.
So I'll back it up using my mirror.
So that is pretty cool. So legally, in a residential neighborhood like this is not legal to drive on the road.
No, it's you can't do that.
And we have what? You got four cops living on the street too?
Yeah, four policemen.
So ripping down the road would not be a smart. Yeah, we gotta stay friends with them. We can't be driving this down the road. So, but very cool. So that's about as limited of driving right now that you could do with this. But once you get this up to Maine, you are all over your property with it.
Yeah.
Very cool. So now he's got this, but the big question is, how's he getting it up to Maine? So ladies and gentlemen, this is how it's getting up to Maine. This is a 12-foot by 77 trailer built by Quality Trailers. Brand new. Just pulled it off the lot. All right, so Dad, let's talk about this thing. So let's start with the tailgate.
Well, the tailgate is a 4-foot bed by the width of the trailer, which is 77 inches, give or take. It's spring-loaded, and it can actually come down like the way you see it now, but also it can go all the way back and actually lay on top of the bed, which is a handy thing if you got to just get it out of the way or handle longer things. Why don't we start walking along the side here? And it's got all the reflectors according to what New York State wants. This is nice where it's got a shield over the light where you can't hit, it's hard to hit it. Over here you've got pinstriping along the fender wall. These tires are filled to 65 pounds, and what's nice is it's brand new. I'll tighten this up in here as far as the lug nuts after X amount of miles, but I'll also be able to pull this off after a trip to Maine, because that's where this is going, and make sure that all things are good.
So these things have bearings inside the wheels.
That's correct, and you can fill them as soon as you start filling with grease. You look for the new grease to come out beyond the old grease, so you know that you've got a full complement there.
And it's pretty easy to fill, right?
Pretty easy to fill. You just pull it off with a screwdriver.
Okay.
So
and then we got some
nice step things to get inside of the on top of the deck. Again, you have your reflectors and some more pinstriping along the side. These are 2-inch along the top rails, which is really strong. It's going to handle a 1,200-pound Polaris.
Okay.
Up in here, you can see I bought it from Trailer Sales from New York. And again, it's a quality trailer, and if you can circle in on that. The gross weight, let me get behind you here. The gross weight that it can handle is 2990 in terms of pounds.
Okay, and it's got a 3,500-pound axle on it, right?
3,500-pound axle comes in. It has no brakes. This is the largest trailer you can get without brakes, because you're going to need that if it gets any bigger. And also, New York has some special rules that are different than Maine rules, so you got to watch it wherever you're going to register this thing.
Okay, let's talk about the coupler real quick. So standard ball.
Standard ball. It's a 2-inch ball. It's got your chains, the rigid chains. They have nice hookup set thing here on each side. This is nice because it's kind of fits your hand, and it also has a pull pin here that once you pull it out, you can slide up
tip it up
the jack and then put the pin in again, and it locks it in place. So not a lot of, and it works really well. It comes down pretty fast.
Cool.
Again, in here we added a spare because we're going to take a 600-pound trip. Again, it's filled to 65 pounds. Again, more of the reflectors, more of the pinstriping,
sidestepping on both sides.
Sidestepping, and again, this guy in here comes with this, so you can put in some. You can actually put in, if you wanted to,
joists,
some 2x4s. It'll fit right in there, and you can make sides on it.
Okay. Now, this is pressure treated lumber as well on here, right?
Pressure treated lumber, and I forgot one other thing that you can actually this gate. Going back to the gate for a second, it has a spring pin that you can actually pull off this gate and actually take it right off. So that's handy too, in case you don't want to do that. But we'll drive the Polaris right up on top of it, and we'll hunker it down pretty well with some cargo buckles, and that's how we're going to get it to Maine.
Okay, and we'll talk about those cargo buckles here in a moment. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about here is how my father is going to mount this to his trailer, and I'll probably get another video together later on down the road and when he actually has these mounted. But these are very cool cargo buckles. And these actually get mounted right to the trailer. Dad, why don't you tell us a little bit more about it here?
Okay, so when I'll eventually pull these off of here, but they can be permanently mounted via a bolt that you would actually hold, 2 in the front, 2 in the back of the trailer, and you hook it onto the bottom locations of the Polaris, and just basically pull it back, tighten it down. The goal is to have the thing on and off in a couple of minutes. That's the goal. So I can permanently mount them. I can also use these straps. These are a little bit less pounds. These are about 2,500 pounds. These are 3,500 pounds. This is a 1,200 pound vehicle. So either way,
so you got more than enough.
I got more than enough. On the side, I bought this in terms of, these are like 20 some inch straps, and they can go from side, just to eliminate any side to side movement. That
so
I
no
would
swaying.
have, just and that. So these are really going to go. But this is the beauty of these is they're fast. They're permanently mounted or temporarily mounted to the trailer,
depending on how you want it.
And you want it, and you just basically space it, give or take 6 inches from each side. Go to the back of the trailer. 6 inches on the front, same thing. Go to the front of the trailer, and you hook it up to the bottom, ratch, and you're done.
There's no slack, which is nice about these.
They automatically retract, so that's the nice part. Because when you're dealing with the cheaper, less expensive, the buckles like that, they typically have this
6-foot strap laying around.
It's going to blow in the wind. Well, I've got to take it to Maine, and I'm going 600 miles. So it's got to hold up. It's got to be strong, and that's why these are a little pricey, but
well worth it.
It's going to be worth it, and
what you're saving yourself is peace of mind and time.
Peace of mind, time, and efficiency, because I can bring it on and off, no matter where I take it.
Let's talk about durability really quick. I mean, this is all solid steel up in here. This strap is as wide as a seatbelt.
It's a 2-inch buckle, and you can buy the minis. The minis are 1 inch. They don't hold as much strength. But I go, you know what? I don't want to be going down the interstate with a 1,200 pound vehicle, 1,100 pound trailer behind a 4Runner, and I'm not going to lose my Polaris. So
right.
I wanted something that was going to be there.
Right. So this is a good little setup, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're interested in tying down your ATV or your 4-wheeler or whatever you got, this could be an option for you. Down below in the description, you will see a link to these items, ladies and gentlemen, and feel free to pick some up for yourself. These are great, great, great cargo buckles. All right, so, Dad, you like this thing?
I love this thing. I can't wait. I cannot wait to get it to Maine.
Ladies and gentlemen, I picture him like topping speeds of over 40 miles an hour, probably pushing that pedal as far down as he can.
No, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen? No. No? Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
I just
in a
wanted
couple
to
months.
work real hard, so I don't work real hard. That's
There you
the
go.
goal.
Yeah, your goal is to use this more for functionality.
It's a work vehicle as opposed to it'll be fun in a little way, but it's mostly a work vehicle.
Gotcha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Thanks again for tuning in to Garage Gear. Again, I'm JB. This is my dad. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe down below, and we will see you in someone else's garage.